Okay, today we're going to build a quick study lesson based on this science standard right here. We're going to do this in the gadget market. So I'm going to click on the gadget market link and I'm going to search by this next generation science standard. And here come all the gadgets that are available. These are all the gadgets in the market that are tagged with that science standard. And we got a couple of pages worth here. Here's the science standard, by the way, in case you're looking, components of the model there. And we're talking about using the periodic table as a model to predict the relative properties of elements based on patterns of electrons in the outermost energy level of atoms. So jumping back over here, that's basically what all of these gadgets here are going to relate to. And you can see that I've already favorited a bunch. See the little hearts down here? If I come over to my favorites, then those will all be stored right here for me. The great thing about the gadget market, you click on the gadget and it is fully interactive right here in the market before you download it to use in your course. So you can check these all out and then decide which ones you like, and then you can save them to your favorites, and then you can download them. So that's going to be your workflow here. And this deeper diagram also has a practice mode. So right now it's asking me to select which one of those tags is a noble gas. So I'm going to go ahead and download this, and then I'm going to go back to results. Check out this one really quick, and then we'll move on. This is a great PhET simulation. So you start dragging the electrons and protons in here, and it tells you what you're making. So I just made hydrogen, made helium. I'm going to go ahead and download the rest of these 12 gadgets, and then we're going to go back into our Versal lesson. So we're back in the lesson here. If I click on downloads, this is going to show me where all my downloads are. I'm going to come back over to core gadgets and I'm going to add section headers, but first I'm going to go ahead and title this lesson, and I'm going to drag a section header in here, and we will start adding some titles here. History of the atomic model. Back down here to downloads, I'm going to find my history of the atomic model timeline and drop it in there, and then back to core, grab another section header, and we will add another title. As I add these section headers, you can see that these are adding the corresponding section headers in the table of contents there on the left. So back to downloads, I will drag in my reading the periodic table diagram, and I will drag in my structure of the periodic table. And actually that's going to be families, the periodic table, so let's fix that. I'm going to go ahead and add a lesson and retitle this here, Atoms and Molecules. And I'm going to go back over and grab these PhET simulations. We have one on building atoms that we looked at in the gadget market, and we've got one on simple molecule shapes, basic molecule shapes. And again, we're going to throw in a couple of section headers here so that our learners know what to expect in these sections. And we'll do one more lesson, and we're going to make this a review lesson right here, review exercises. We're going to use some categories gadgets. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw in my headers here first and type these up, and then I'll drag and drop the gadgets. This is kind of my preferred workflow when I've got everything mapped out ahead of time. We'll come in here and we will drop our corresponding categories exercises in under their respective titles. We got one more here, metals and nonmetals. And check this out, these are really cool. You click the play button, and then you have 1 minute and 9 seconds in this case to go ahead and match all of these items to their respective categories. And we're going to add one more lesson here. This is going to be our final review, and we have this multiple choice quiz that we got from the market. Now, one quick little thing here to note. Right now I can't access this panel. It's a little bug, so you just leave the lesson, come back to the lesson, and then click on the gear icon, and now you can reach your settings panels. We're fixing that, just a quick little glitch that I actually discovered while I was making this. Let's go ahead and name this test, and we'll set a minimum passing percentage. We will not allow retries. We'll set a time limit, and what happens when you don't allow retries is the questions are hidden until your learners click start the quiz. So you can see here, super quick, super easy. In real time, this took me about 8 minutes to build. I did edit this a little bit just for your sake, so you don't have to watch me do all of that. That's it, guys. We'll see you next week.